Dear students, today I'll discuss with you about one country. That country is in the Middle East. In its north is Saudi Arabia, and in the east is Oman. Rest of the boundaries of that country are surrounded by the sea. And the name of the country is Yemen. In northwest, in Yemen, there is a town called Sana'a. In 1990s, there was one movement of students that is believing the youth. Its founder was one student of the university, namely Hussain Badruddin Putti. Aim of this movement was the revival of the Zaydi Islam. Now, what is Zaydi Islam? Zaydi Islam is one of the branch of the Shia group of the Islam. Yemen was ruled by Zaydi kings for more than 1000 years. In 1962, the last Zaydi king, Imam Ahmad, was murdered. After that, there was civil war and Yemen was divided into the two parts, North and South Yemen. In South Yemen, for some time, there was a wave of influence of USSR. In 1978, in North Yemen, one army official was made the president, and his name was Ali Abdullah Saleh. During his tenure, once again war took place between North Yemen and the South Yemen, in which thousands of people were killed. In 1980s, USSR started getting weakened, and USSR's countries started revolting. Its impact was seen in Yemen also. North Yemen and South Yemen again got united. It got its first new republic, first new name, and the new name is the Republic of Yemen. And the new ruler was Ali Abdullah Saleh. He was the first president of Republic of Yemen, and earlier he was an army officer. He got the support of Saudi Arabia and USA. Saudi Arabia is a Sunni Islamic country, and they gave importance to the Salafi movement in Yemen. Zaydi Muslims goes in the background. Their importance in the politics of the country was weakened and decreased day by day. Under these circumstances, to show their presence and importance, Hussain Badruddin Putti launched the movement that is the Believing Youth. This was an organization. In the beginning, he organized various clubs and summer camps to attract the youth. In these groups, the books of the Shia scholars are taught. The stories of saints of Iran and Lebanon are taught to the young students. On the one hand, Yemen government was under the influence of Saudi Arabia and USA, and on the other hand, Zaydis were fighting for their existence. Saleh government did not give any importance to their demands. Badruddin started organizing the rallies against the Saleh government. Huge gatherings were there. In these gatherings, it was a direct challenge for Salih government. Tension increased in Yemen. Government issued the arrest warrants against the Houthi, but it turned more hostile. Violent clashes began between the government and the supporters of the Houthi. Large number of people were killed. On 10 September 2004, this Houthi was killed in the encounter. It led to the direct fight between the Houthi followers and the Yemen government. In this war, Yemen government did its best to suppress the Houthis. They used tanks, artillery, armory, and even the air force against the Houthis and bombarded their places. But Houthis succeeded in capturing the new areas from the Yemen government. In 2010, compromise reached between the Houthis and the Yemen government. Both agreed for the ceasefire. Peace was there, but not completely, because in neighborhood in Tunisia, in December, one fruit seller was slapped, which led to the movement known as the Arab Spring. This Arab Spring began from Tunisia, but reached in the other parts of Arabian countries also. Most of the countries were having a dictatorial form of governments. For longer period, there was no change of the governments, like Egypt, like Libya, and same was in the Yemen, where Ali Abdullah Saleh was ruling since 32 years. People revolted against him. Then Saleh handed over the power to his colleague, that is Aberdeen Mansour Hadi. Power transfer could not do anything, and the system could not work properly. Lot many problems were there, like Al-Qaeda, fundamentalism, poverty, hunger, and so on. And then began the fight between Shia and Sunni. Shia Houthis, revolutionaries, began the revolt. Not only Shias were supporting the Houthis, rather some Sunni groups were also supporting the Houthis against the government. In January 2015, they captured the presidential palace. President Hadi had to leave the country. On 6th February, Houthis dissolved the parliament. They were having full control over the parliament and the government. President Hadi have taken the asylum in Saudi Arabia for the help. Saudi Arabia was sure that Houthis are helped by Iran. Saudis and its allies started directly bombarding Yemen with the airplanes. Other countries also jumped in this war, like USA, France, and England. War is still going on, yet Houthis control 70% of the area of the Yemen. Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State of USA, recently have announced that USA have prepared to declare Houthis as a terrorist organization. And their top 3 leaders will be included in the list of global terrorists. And Pompeo assumed that Yemen will come out of the control from Iran in this way, and everything will be come under control. This declaration will come in effect from 19th January 2021. And the very next day, 20th January, President Joe Biden is already announced as the president, and he will be taking the oath. And President Joe Biden have already announced that sanctions on Iran will be revived, and they will review whether it should continue or there should be some changes. It is clear that Iran supports Houthis. In 2018, Trump government broke the Iran nuclear deal, and Iran lost had a loss of so much of money, and his money got stuck in various countries like South Korea. South Korea recently freeze the accounts of Iran, and just a couple of days back, Iran captured the chemical tanker of South Korea. South Korea is asking for the release of their tanker, and Iran is asking for the release of their freeze accounts. Diplomatic dialogues are going on between the two people. One criticizing the decision, everyone is criticizing the decision of Mr. Donald Trump. Actually, he wanted to make the next president, his position, more and more difficult in the coming days. Yemen is finished because of civil war, the long civil war. Poverty, hunger is widespread in Yemen. If the declaration will be implemented, it will have a grave impact on the Middle East as well as the world. Thank you very much.